Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another mini series. Today, we're going to take just 2 minutes to focus in on tips for consistent sprints. Let's dive right in. Tip number one, set a sprint goal. Make sure sprint goals are defined and documented in sprint planning, and that everybody on the team understands the goals so that they can make a commitment. This tends to be something that teams forget over time to set a sprint goal and to achieve it. It helps the team understand how they are contributing to the overall vision. It helps them understand what it is that we want to accomplish at the end of the sprint. And it allows the team, through the retrospective process, to discuss why or why not they were able to achieve the particular goals on the teams themselves. Number two, commit to the sprint plan. A sprint plan is a team commitment to getting that work done. If someone is uncertain, they need to let the team know. Teams should be confident in their ability to deliver a sprint plan. Confidence is absolutely key here. And too many times we see that teammates may not feel comfortable speaking up on their team. They may be fearful. They may not feel that they have the right knowledge set. But you will never uncover a lot of the assumptions that are being made if the team does not actively participate in the commitment and the discussion to make sure that the work that is being committed to is known. Tip number three, set epic whip limits and story whip limits for that matter. Too many times do I see that teams have 4, 5, 6 different epics that are in process at the same time within a sprint. And this causes a lot of churn, it causes a lot of confusion, and the cycle time and throughput of those particular epics takes a big hit. What you want is that teams are focused on 1, 2, maybe 3 epics, depending on the size and complexity of the team at any given point in time. And the teams are focusing on delivering that epic in its entirety so that at the end of the sprint, you have something that is potentially shippable. The last tip, tip number four, focus and swarm. Stay focused on delivering your sprint commitments over all other work. If you finish early, see if you can help your teammates deliver committed work before pulling in the next item from the backlog or anything else. Why is this important? Well, there's unplannable work that occurs and may impact your team on a day-to-day or sprint-to-sprint basis. And it's important that if you are pulling in that work, it's an active discussion so that you are making the right decision. And if you have to pivot, you can. But if you finish your work and there is still committed work in the backlog, make sure within the sprint, make sure that you are working on the sprint commitments before you start to pull things off of that backlog. If your teammates need help finishing something else, make sure you ask if you can swarm and complete that work faster before looking into the backlog to pull in other unplanned work. Teamwork makes the dream work here, and the more paired programming that you can do on your team, the stronger your team will become, and the more that they will develop their skill sets and start to unlock the power and knowledge of learning new things across your team. Those are the 4 tips for consistent sprints. Thank you once again for taking the time to review those with me. And I look forward to sharing more content with you in the future. Thanks.